When looking for a new monitor, it's so easy to get caught up with the high-end models. OLED, Mini LED, 4K, 500Hz. There are just so many marketing specs thrown at you. But the best monitors also cost a lot. So what if you don't have the money for them? Hey, I'm Nicholas from Rtings.com. Today we're going to help you if you're in that situation by looking at the best budget monitors to get in 2025 so far. The market for budget monitors is pretty big, and there are so many entry-level, low-cost monitors from different companies around the world. That said, most are pretty basic and don't offer anything special. There are a handful of budget monitors that stand out, and that's what we'll talk about in this video. So, what are the best budget monitors, and which stand out above the rest? Before we get into it, there are a few things you should think about. First, what are you planning to use the monitor for? A monitor you need for gaming is different than one you'd need for work or content creation. For example, having a fast response time, low input lag, and high refresh rate help provide a smooth and responsive gaming experience. However, you may prefer something with sharp text clarity and a USB hub if you need it for work. Of course, you'll also want good picture quality for most usages, but only a handful of budget monitors actually deliver in that area, and even less are suitable for watching content or playing games in HDR. So don't expect much here. Another consideration is your exact budget. The term budget monitor is pretty vague. What's budget for you may be different than what I consider budget. You may also want to think about budget monitors in the context of the entire market. For example, even the cheapest OLEDs cost a lot more than entry-level work monitors. But for the purpose of this video, we're going to keep things simple and focus on monitors that cost around $300 in the US. Keep in mind that we're only recommending monitors that we've bought and tested ourselves without any sponsors. There are a lot of great budget monitors out there, so don't worry if your monitor isn't here. As long as it works for your needs, that's what counts. Plus, if we haven't tested a monitor you want to see, you could vote for it on our website. With all that said, we'll get right into it. The best budget monitor that you could get in 2025 is the AOC Q27 G3 XMN. It's a 27-inch 1440p monitor that really punches above its weight in terms of performance versus cost. This is because it uses Mini LED backlighting, which not a lot of budget monitors have. With this, it can display deeper blacks and brighter highlights than the competition, which is great for watching content or playing games in HDR. Combined with the wide range of colors that it displays, your favorite content really looks vivid and punchy. This makes it a great choice for almost any type of usage that you need the monitor for, but it's meant for gaming. This is because it has a 180Hz refresh rate and low input lag that makes gaming feel responsive. It also has a fast response time for action games, but there's black smearing behind fast-moving objects. But besides its exceptional picture quality, it's limited in extra features, as it doesn't even have a USB hub. Oh well, that's the trade-off for getting so many other perks. It isn't the only monitor of its kind though. There's also the AOC Q27 G40 XMN that you could get at Best Buy in North America. And you can't go wrong with whichever you can find for cheaper. The G40 is very similar and actually gets brighter, but it has worse motion handling and some bugs. And if the AOC is just a bit out of your price range, you could also look for some cheap monitors that are closer to $200 in price. One of those is the MSI G274 QPF-QD, which is a 27-inch 1440p monitor like the AOC. That said, there's a big drop in performance between this and the AOC. Unless you're working with a tight budget, it's tough to recommend it over the AOC. This is because the MSI doesn't have Mini LED backlighting, and the picture quality is pretty limited. Blacks look gray in dark rooms, and the highlights don't pop at all in HDR. Simply put, you aren't getting this monitor because of its picture quality. It's still a solid enough all-around monitor that serves its purpose as an entry-level display. It has typical gaming features like a 170Hz max refresh rate and good motion handling. You could also check out the Dell G2524H if you want a cheap monitor with a higher 280Hz refresh rate, but it has a smaller screen and lower 1080p resolution. so images aren't as detailed as on the MSI. So while these AOC and MSI monitors are great choices for gaming, what if you need a budget monitor only for work? Well, that's where the Asus ROG Strix XG27ACS comes in. Okay, it is actually a gaming monitor too, but it's a solid choice for work if you're on a budget, better than the AOC and MSI. This is because it has some features that can help while you're working, like its USB-C port that supports DisplayPort Alt mode. This means you can easily connect your laptop over USB-C, but because it's limited to only 5 watts of power, you'll still need a separate cable to charge your laptop. It also comes with an ergonomic stand that makes it easy to adjust. And it has wider viewing angles than the AOC we just talked about, so your coworker looking at its 27-inch screen from the sides will see a consistent image. Plus, text looks sharp, it gets bright, and has okay reflection handling, so it's a fine choice to use in a room with a few lights around. There are some great entry-level work monitors we haven't tested, so we can't recommend them just yet. One of those is the Dell S2725QC, which is a 4K monitor with sharper text and a bigger USB hub. We already bought it and we're planning to test it, so let us know if you'd like to see a video about it. But if you're looking for a really basic, low-cost monitor for work, then check out the Dell P2425H. It's a cheap monitor that you could get directly from Dell's website for less than $200. Unlike the Asus, it isn't focused on gaming at all, and it has a smaller 24-inch screen, so it's not ideal for opening a few windows next to each other. That's what you should expect from such a cheap monitor though, and at least it won't cost you much to buy 2 of them to put side by side if you want extra screen space. And even though it has a 1080p resolution, text still looks fairly sharp. But what makes it better than other cheap monitors is that it comes with an ergonomic stand, so you won't have to worry about buying an extra mount. It also has a bigger USB hub than the Asus, so you can connect your devices directly to the monitor. It does have a USB-C port, but because it doesn't support DisplayPort Alt mode, you can't use it to display an image from your laptop like on the Asus. Regardless, for what it offers versus how much it costs, this monitor offers great value. Up until now, the monitors we've recommended have 24 or 27-inch screen sizes. But what if you want something bigger? There are some decent entry-level models you could get with larger 32-inch screens. But you should know that the market for these isn't as big, and most of these options just aren't as good as their smaller counterparts. Plus, you might have to stretch your budget a bit if you want a larger display. Regardless, if that's what you're looking for, check out the Dell Alienware AW3225DM. Like most of the other monitors we've recommended, it has a 1440p resolution, but that means it has lower pixel density and images aren't as sharp. It does, however, come with a curved screen that helps bring the edges closer to your field of vision. Besides that, it's focused on gaming with a 180Hz refresh rate. It also has low input lag and a fast response time, but like with the AOC, there's some black smearing behind fast-moving objects. It also has a high native contrast ratio, but it's bad for HDR gaming due to a terrible local dimming feature that actually makes the picture quality worse, and you can't turn it off in HDR. And lastly, if you want more horizontal screen space, then an ultra-wide monitor is for you. That's where the Dell Alienware AW3425DWM is a great choice. But just keep in mind that it costs more than the other monitors we've talked about. This is normal for an ultra-wide, so you may have to stretch your budget a bit if that's what you're in the market for. It's actually very similar to the AW3225DM with a 180Hz refresh rate, low input lag, and good enough motion handling. It also comes with a curved display that brings the edges closer to you and makes it easier to see a consistent image across the screen when you're sitting directly in front of it. But while it has decent picture quality with high brightness and a good contrast ratio, it also has a distracting local dimming feature that doesn't turn off in HDR. This means it's better to avoid using HDR on the monitor and just game in SDR. Well, that's it for the best budget monitors to get so far in 2025. We've bought and tested all these monitors on our own without any sample units or sponsors from brands. So which monitor is the one for you? Do you agree or disagree with our picks? Let us know, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You could also visit our website for full reviews and more recommendations. Until next time, I'm Nicholas from Rtings.com, where we help you find the best budget monitor for your needs. Ciao. So, what are the best budget monitors? Okay, serious. Well, that's it for the best budget. How did I do it again?